Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Sagittarius. If Sagittarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Hello, T. Hi, Mama. Okay. Ooh, no claws in my neck, please. Oh. I'm not going to drop you. All right, so let's get started. So this is a bonus reading for Sagittarius. Our card tonight is the King of Wands. And this is from Tarot of the Abyss deck. And let's take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say. All right. So if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. So we have 53 right here. Let's see. Oh, yes. Okay. I was looking. I was like, how did I see that? 5 and a 3. I was getting it mixed. Sometimes this is the interesting thing. And I just want to say this about reading the tea leaves is that when I look at this now, when I go to edit the video, get it ready to post, I will look at the same tea leaves and see different things. It is really always up to the eye of the beholder, and it is also up to the moment in which we witness these formations. So I love in the comments when people tell me what they see, or they say, well, why didn't you see this? This is what I see. Well, it's like a Rorschach test. We see what is in our own psyche often, okay? And it's interesting how they change. And even if you change it just a little bit, they look quite different. So we also have a person right here. You can see the head and their arm is kind of extended and the body kind of right here. It almost feels like they are maybe dancing, or the wind is kind of blowing their dress or their robe, some kind of garment, a long flowing garment. And I look at this and I think, it reminds me of these beautiful spring days, or maybe even early fall, depending on if you're in the northern or southern hemisphere. And being out in those winds, the beautiful winds that come in with these seasons. And I can imagine there is a feeling of kind of all of the old being blown away. The things that have kind of taken residence in your heart, that just have, kind of become stagnant, or feeling kind of old and dreary and tedious, and just not serving the overall energies that you would like in your life. And so, it's kind of like going out into the wind, and, the wind is relentless at times. I live on the prairie. So here in the northern Midwest of the United States, we get days where the wind just tears through. And I'm not talking so much about tornadoes. We have those as well. But they're just windy days. And anything that is not absolutely held down is going to go flying, right? And we find often in our yard, neighbors' decorations and all kinds of things. So, I look at this and I think there's this really kind of cleansing effect in process right now. You are letting go of that stuff, letting go of maybe people or circumstances, situations. You might, it might not be easy. Often it's not. Change is hard. Even in the best circumstances, it can be difficult. And so I think that you're bravely going into this. And I think that that this is a time where the universe knows best, and it's creating space in your life, and I think that sometimes it's hard to let go of something or someone, or change the way that we're living a little bit in some way, or maybe quite literally getting rid of things, physical objects, decluttering our lives. And, as you are deciding what you're going to do, it can be kind of heart-wrenching, and you think, I've had this forever. It has so much meaning to me, or, we apply some kind of meaning to it. And then you're brave and you let go of things. And then time passes and you think, I haven't needed that thing. I haven't really thought about that thing. I barely remember in some ways. And so, I think that we need these times. We need the times in our lives where the wind comes in and it blows away all of that loose stuff. And for me, looking at this, what my mind goes to is, I'm excited to see what you do with all of this space in your life, the energies that emerge from not having to take care of things or relationships. When you have a relationship, and I don't mean, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, any kind of relationship, a friendship or an acquaintance or whatever, but you have this connection with somebody who maybe you're not that fond of them, or your life has changed, you've gone different directions, but you continually try to honor this connection, and it's difficult. Maybe they're not very receptive, or they're just, not your kind of person anymore. And when you put that down and you let it go, it's amazing to realize how much stress kind of goes away. When you have people in your life that you don't even know if they really like you, or, if they feel the same way, or their energy, they don't bring the same energy or whatever, letting that go can be absolutely so liberating. I mean, and you don't even know it until it's over. So this seems like a really beautiful time and place for you. Absolutely. Now, let's see. Now, I keep seeing the bee here. We have the wings, and we have the little body and the little stripey. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, it's just, there is a busyness to your life right now. And I'm looking, we have a person here and we have a person here. And they both look like it's almost like they're hanging something on the wall or lifting something up. And so I feel like there's a sense of maybe building something together. And we have a little dog here. So I know that this is somebody you're very loyal to, and they're very loyal to you. So maybe you've started a new venture, some kind of business venture, or you're taking on some kind of project, working together. But I do think that this is a really kind of enjoyable experience, and the busyness of it, I feel like you're excited and just completely like motivated, inspired. You're thinking about all kinds of things, little details, and tending to those, and I feel like this is something you know, you just absolutely, it's like the best of you is coming out, right? I almost kind of think of like planning a wedding or something, you know, or starting some kind of creative business with like your best friend, or you know, whatever. So I think that this is really just a wonderful time for you, Sagittarius. I feel like, and we have that King of Wands, so I know that the passion is there. It's just burning in you, and I feel like there's been this time that felt like it was going on and on and on, where you felt like maybe a little bit adrift or listless, maybe kind of just lost in the noise of it all, trying to find something that felt real, trying to find something that, you know, kind of got you excited, that you, you know, look forward to it. And, you know, when you have any moment, you're thinking about it and planning and you know, gathering the things that you need and so on. And I think that, oh, excuse me, in this period of time, you absolutely have found that thing. You know, maybe you've kind of walked into it, fallen into it, or maybe this is finally you getting those resources together emotionally, big time, but also the time and maybe some money and just the pure willpower, right? That's a big part of it too, is figuring out, like, you know, am I actually going to do this? This might be a lot of work here, but I see this person over here standing here, and it looks like they have a shovel, and I feel like, okay, this is like breaking ground, right? Beginning this this whole project. You have got started, and you have this person by your side who is equally as excited, and it's all coming together. It feels like a wonderful time indeed. And I think that this is something that's really going to, you know, not only is it something that you might make money or just, you know, really enjoy your time doing, I think that it's going to build some real confidence for you. And this might lead into other projects. Definitely. So also we have a person here who's kind of in this, like a kneeling position. I see almost kind of, it reminds me of maybe a flower or, yeah, like a rose. And so I see the person kind of in the kneeling position, which is devotional posture. And with the rose for me often means the mysteries. Okay, so this idea of like the sub rosa, the hidden, and so I feel that you are quite devoted to your faith, to maybe you know, some kind of spiritual practice or understanding. You are very much communing with the divine, and I feel like this is something that, along with the work you're doing kind of in the mundane life, I think this is very much paired with that, but this is kind of that interior work. And I think that when you kind of have decided, like, this is where I'm going to put a lot of my energies, I'm going to explore these different authors and practitioners, and you know, maybe you have joined like a new congregation, or you have renewed your interest in maybe going to services, or maybe it's not religion, maybe it's, some kind of magical system or a cult, or whatever it is. I can see you actively engaging with it. It's not just like, you're kind of, once in a while you think about it and oh, that's, this is something I feel for, and it's kind of, it is a layer of my life, but it's not something I'm really living in a very direct manner. And I feel like this is a place where, yeah, you are really in there. You are doing the thing. And I think this really, it's so tied into taking this kind of leap into building something and doing it with somebody that you have quite a kinship with as well. I feel like kind of like that, this like spirit, that divine cosmic force really smiling down upon you, and really that kind of illuminating solar energy, definitely. Okay. So again with the bison, I've had the bison quite a few times recently. So we have the bison here. And the bison to me, or we call it the buffalo as well, is a real sign of endurance, the ability to withstand, but also go slow, and to contemplate, to really consider things. Whenever you're going to make your move, if you think about a bison or any of these large animals, they have to be pretty choosy about where they're walking to, where they're going to, what they're doing, because they burn so many calories, and they have to take in a lot of food and water to fuel them. So when I see anything like the moose or the, hippopotamus or the bison or whatever, I think, okay, so this is somebody who is very like they think things out. They're not just doing things for the heck of it. Sometimes maybe, but mostly, yes, considering deeply. And also somebody who is pretty mild-tempered until you push them too far, right? You go for their family, or, whatever it is. Then it's like, okay, they're going to charge you. So I do feel like this is definitely this very in line with a Sagittarius feeling anyways. So I think that this is definitely a power, kind of a power animal for you. Okay. So let's take a look here. We have an illuminated candle, which makes sense to me. Definitely a time where you are becoming acutely aware of these deeper understandings. A real time of awakening, for sure. Now we also have a duck. And so the duck, I think, is really in line with that watery energy, the emotional waters, right? And I think that you are becoming somebody who is really good at navigating your feelings and being, like the bison, quite thoughtful about your reactions. Okay, you're somebody who has a lot of emotional intelligence. And I think all of this fits together to really create a time and place and space and energy and forward movement for you to really accomplish your dreams. I just absolutely think that this is a magical time, a powerful time. And I know the state of the world doesn't feel like it, but I think a lot of the people I've been reading for, the signs I've been seeing, I feel like this is going to be a really important and a year of growth for a lot of people. Okay, a lot of coming to really deep understandings with themselves about their place in the world, and and how all of that other stuff, the spiritual, metaphysical, their faith, their grace, their they're tied to this kind of collective net of spirit. How do we kind of implement that into the material world, the way that we live day by day? And so I think, a beautiful year, 2024, most definitely. All right, so we're going to go over here and we're going to look at the gratitude cards, a little deck of appreciation. And they're so cute. They're just these little cute cards. And I'm just going to flip to where it feels right. And then we'll take a look. And it says, journal your gratitude. Review your book of blessings once a month. And yeah. What a nice list of things to go through. Yes. I have to get on it. I haven't been keeping my gratitude lists lately, but I do. I think that it is something that is so helpful to how we perceive reality when we are in a place of great gratitude. All right, Sagittarius, I'm going to go ahead and tell you thank you, and I love you, and thank you, and I love you. Yes, thank you for spending this time with me and letting me do these bonus readings. I know I get a little more silly with them. I don't know, something about the bonus part, it makes it a little more loosey-goosey. So, if you would be so kind as to like the video, I would appreciate it. It helps the channel so much. If you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I would love to hear from you. I read each and every one of them. And yeah. So, I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk again in just a few days. Good night, good night, good night.